As I got closer, I could sense something terrible within.
Step away from the Pontius scum. Don't make me repeat myself.
A face was looking down at me as I came round. A handsome face with blank eyes. The face started to say something. Then it combusted and melted away. And I realized it was just a dream. And I awoke properly into a world that was nothing but pain.
Enough! Don't kill him! Enough, I said, Locke! Recognize this, Eisenhorn. Thought you'd wile your way in among us and then produce this crest and make us all cower in fear. Doesn't work that way with the House of Glaw. We're not afraid of your kind.
Then you are very foolish indeed.
You think your friends are going to help you? We've rounded them all up. They're just down the cell block yonder.
I'm perfectly serious. Others know I'm here, and you really don't want to be messing with a servant of the Inquisition, no matter how much at your mercy you think he is.
Don't worry. I don't underestimate the Inquisition. I'm just not afraid of it. Now, there are some questions I'd like answers to.
You got it wrong, Glaw. It's you who will provide the answers.
That is a Straussine neural scourge. Our friend, Mr. Locke, is quite an expert in its application. We were delighted when he volunteered to run this interrogation.
Educated man like you knows all about pressure points. So do the Strossi. But they like to do more than tap them. They like to burn them out. I studied with one of their sacred torturers for a year or so. This grip, for example, the one that's choking you. It's also paralyzing your respiratory system and stopping your heart. Just like that. I can stop your heart, burst your brain, blind you, so play along!
I could barely hear him. Blood was drumming in my ears, and explosive light and color patterns were fogging my vision.
He's halfway to death. I told you fools I wanted answers.
Ask me yourself.
What brought you to my house, Inquisitor?
The Pontius. It was a gamble, and I wasn't hopeful. But there was always a chance that the very word might auto-slay them as it had done Simon Croats in the Sundome on Hubris. As I suspected, it didn't.
You came from Hubris.
I stopped iClone's work there.
It was aborted anyway.
What is the Pontius?
If you don't know, I'm hardly going to tell you. I don't think he knows anything about the true matter. But I want to be certain. Can you be trusted to work efficiently, Locke?
My index needle is lancing right into your parento-occipital sulcus, directly influencing your truth center. You cannot lie, no matter what. What do you know of the true matter?
Nothing.
What is your name?
Gregor Eisenhorn.
Where were you born?
Dekera's world.
Your first sexual conquest?
I was 16. A maid in a scholam.
Your darkest fear?
The man with blank eyes.
What do you know of the true matter?
Nothing. Gorgon Locke continued to question me for 4 hours. 4 hours that I know about. Beyond those, I recall nothing.
Lie still, Gregor. You're with friends. Lay still, old friend.
You know me, Amos. What do you know?
We're as good as dead. No wonder my master leaves this kind of work to you suicidal radicals. I just wish I hadn't agreed to join you.
Thank you for that, Haldane. Anyone else want to offer something less editorial?
We're in a prison cell under the west wing, to the rear, almost under the woodlands. They burst into our quarters after you'd been gone 3 hours and seized us at gunpoint. I memorized a careful note of the route we were taking to this place, and have mentally compared it with Midas's map, so I'm fairly sure of our location.
Are you really an Inquisitor, Sire Archibald?
Yes, I am. My name is Eisenhorn.
We're dead. You've taken us to our deaths.
Michaelis, shut up!
I felt some pity for them. Guild Synesius was rotten to the core, and these men were corrupt. But they were only in this predicament because I duped them. What is it?
Admilodox, a 10-gram dose. You look like you need it.
I don't use drugs.
Admilodox is a painkiller and a mind clearer. I don't care if you do drugs or not, I want that in your system if that gate opens.
Why?
Have you ever been to a pits fight?
Prove yourself!
The Inquisition will show you no mercy.
Kill them now! Kill them!
What was that?
An intruder!
Who's there?
An intruder!
Eisenhorn!
Die, scum!
There's no escape, heretic.
The House of Glor will tear your bastard Emperor from his throne.
Use your last breaths wisely to unfold your truths to me, or the Inquisition will teach you pain that Gorgon Locke has yet to imagine.
You cannot even begin to imagine the Imperial misery House Glow will wreak. The worlds of the Imperium will blister and burn before Oberon encompasses. Exalted will be the great darkness of Slaanesh.
Where's Amos? The girl?
Last I saw her, the Savant was bustling around somewhere making notes. I haven't seen Elizabeth since we freed them from the pit.
Oberon Glor?
No trace.
Gorgon Locke? The churchman, Datso?
They're all probably cinders in the craft that tried to escape.
Decoys.
The Glavian is right for remembering. I'm glad naval security could serve you here, Inquisitor Eisenhorn. I hope it's restored your faith in the battlefield.
I liked him. An honest man doing his best amid the conflicting political interests of Battlefleet Command and the Inquisition. In later years, I would come to value all Madothine's honesty and discretion immeasurably.
Now whose methods seem wise?
Boke had brought a staff of nearly 50 with him. They had stripped the noble house of every shred of evidence they could find.
Much has been deleted, dumped, or burned. Much else is encrypted.
Iclone's mission to Hubris involving the Pontius was clearly important to them. But Oberon Glor told me explicitly that said endeavor had been aborted. Cancelled, because something more vital had come into play. They referred to it as the true matter.
It would explain why your foe Iclone was abandoned. After all his preparations, the Glors failed to deliver the Pontius as they had promised.
That fits. Datso and the shipmaster Locke were clearly deeply involved in this true matter. We need to establish more facts about them. They mentioned the Saruthi.
A Xenos breed, outlying the subsector. Little is known of them, and contact is forbidden. The Inquisition holds several investigations pending, but their space is uncharted.
But a rogue like Locke may well have established lines of contact with them.
Ordo Xenos must begin a survey of the Saruthi, but for now the matter is closed.
How do you reason that?
House Glor is destroyed. Its principal members and co-conspirators are slain. Whatever they were planning is finished.
I didn't even begin to argue with the old man. Voke was sure of his facts. His main failing, in my opinion. He was wrong, of course. I had returned to Dorsey in the care of the Imperial Hospice, where my many wounds and injuries were treated. Most of the cuts and gashes were superficial. Locke's work on me had left deeper scars. My face, they could do nothing with. Locke's promise had been lasting. I would never smile again, nor make much of any expression. Amos visited me to source information concerning the Glor's confederates. The ecclesiarchy had no record of a churchman named Datso. But I remembered that he had links to a missionary order sponsored by the Glors on the Edgeworld Damask. Astrogeographically, it lay just a few months' passage spinward of the uncharted regions of the mysterious Saruthi. Low ink extracted from my mind a likeness of the pipe-smoking man. The image was copied and circulated through all branches of the investigating authorities. Loink recovered an image of the Pontius, too, by the same means. Amos confirmed that the strange artifact was precisely the correct size and dimensions to fit into the cavity in Iclone's casket. The one recovered from Processional 212. This was what Iclone had been awaiting. What the mass murder in the Hubris Ice Tomb had been for. On the 10th day, a catastrophic series of incidents began to unfold. It began with the Ultima Victrix exploding at anchor above Dorsey. In the ensuing chaos, Battlefleet Scaras waged war against itself. 6 ships were lost, and Captain Estrom's mobile battle group mysteriously vanished in the confusion. It took little time to ascertain that no amount of torture would make Uracell talk. Any doubts that the Glor's authority had survived were dispelled over the course of the next week. Sabotage and riots spread across the subsector, and the Lord Militant's fleet was put to quelling revolt at home instead. Chaos reigned. Why, after what may have been centuries of careful, secret establishment, had the hidden cults risen, exposing themselves to the wrath of the Imperial military? I believed the answer was the true matter. The archenemy was embarked upon something so momentous that it was prepared to sacrifice all of its secret forces to keep the Imperium occupied. Damask was a harsh frontier planet at the very limit of the Helican subsector, one of 100 worthless, seldom visited places, and the location of the mysterious Datso's supposed mission.
I've been sectioning the landscape as you requested, Inquisitor. The atmosphere is hindering my scans, but I'm getting there. I just ran a sweep of the volcanic region south of you. It's hard to tell because it's active, but I think there are signs of structures and operating machines.
Gregor, this is a good vantage point from here. Take a look.
What the hell was that?
A giant. A horned giant in jeweled metal. God, Emperor. But it's huge.
Rosethorn.
Now is not a good time. The monster looked like he'd stood immobile in that spot for 1,000 years. Just a glance at him inspired terror and revulsion, involuntary feelings of dread that I could barely repress. A space marine, from the corrupted and damned Astartes. A chaos marine.
Let's find a way down.
Sanctum meant that he detected a ship or ships emerging from the Immaterium into real space and was withdrawing to a concealment orbit behind the local star. Which meant that all of us on the planet were on our own. Cleft led down into the tunnels. The air was hot and thick with sulfur, as though we'd found some neglected entrance into hell. The caves beneath North Quam were filled with a toxic gas. I had to move quickly. We must find some way across. The gases are toxic. Move swiftly.
Master, the explosion has burned away some of the gas.
This area has clearly been excavated. We are no longer in just natural caverns. This is old, but the damage is new.
The wheel graves on Bonaventure. There were famous old sites in the Western Hills, made by races before man. They had been decorated once, I suppose, but the surfaces had been cut away, ransacked by later hands. It reminds me of this.
There are many who make a trade in archaeological plunder, and if it's Xenos artifacts, the penalty is high.
I'd overheard Glor and his allies mention archaeo-xenon materials. Perhaps this was such a site, connected in some way to the as-yet mysterious Saruthi.
You didn't have to kill him, Locke.
His life was worth nothing, and his clumsiness cost us much.
I can repair the tablet.
Listen, let us handle the worker slaves and you attend the Xenos artifacts. The sooner we have extracted the last of these Saruthi tablets, the sooner we can get away from this infested backwater.
Well, that's the last of today's batch packed up. We'll be finished soon enough.
Okay, let's head back up to the surface. Beating slaves makes for thirsty work, huh?
I began to feel the oppressive throb of the psychic veil shrouding North Qualm. As we penetrated it, I listened out for the sound of alarms or activity. But none came. Though she didn't know it, Bequin was already doing her job by creating a dead spot that allowed us to press on invisibly. I made sure none of us strayed too far from her aura of influence. Be mindful of drones and cameras.
What was that?
What are you doing? You! Stop!
I heard you've made a huge
What was that?
You've made a huge mistake.
Perhaps there is another route I could take. Without speaking, I could hear his voice in my head. His presence was so foul, I barely managed not to vomit.
You will not deny me any longer, you human filth.
You will show me respect, Mandragore. Respect.
My masters await the perfect completion of this task. They will not idle their time while you vermin
You will
dawdle.
abide by our pact. You will keep to our agreement.
War carrier, son of Fulgrim, worthy of Slaanesh, champion of the Emperor's children. Your presence here honors us, but you will not seek to harm us. Never raise your hand to us again. Never.
Datso was simply the most potent psyker I had ever encountered. With his mind alone, he had forced down one of the vilest of the traitors, a space marine sworn to the corrupt service of chaos.
Eisenhorn.
In that second, I realized that wherever Beckwin had gone, it had left us exposed, outside the veil of her untouchable aura.
Come on! Keep looking. This way. Find him! Over there! He's not here. Come on!
What are you waiting for? Kill them!
Over there! Find him!
Step back.
Where is he? Come on! He's knocking! Nothing. Where is he? Over there!
Finish them now! still.
Find him! Over there! Where is he? This way. This way!
The ash cannot hide you from my mind, Inquisitor.
Alpha 1, come in. What's going on?
Found you, scum.
Eisenhorn. I must find Elizabeth swiftly to nullify this psychic attack.
Spotted the girl. I'm I'm on my way.
An intruder!
I see you, Eisenhorn.
The sight of the foul mandragora had sent Beckwin fleeing in blind panic. Like me, she'd made the mistake of looking at the runes and marks on his vile armor. Unlike me, she hadn't had the sense to look away. She couldn't speak. She barely registered us. But we were back inside her muzzling aura and out of Datso's clutches for the moment.
What now? They'll regroup quickly enough.
Midas is coming. We have to get back to the landing yard. It's the only area big enough for him to set down in.
He's going to fly into this? He'll be killed! And even if he does pick us up, they'll launch interceptors from the fleet. They'll launch them the moment he powers up for takeoff.
It'll be tight. Thorn attending Aegis, main yard area.
Aegis, main yard in 5. The heavens fallen.
We have to keep going, please.
Intruder. What was that? Found you, scum. Intruder? An intruder!
As I got closer, I could sense something terrible within.
We have to get out of here. We have to get the hell out of here.
Come on! Eisenhorn, what are you playing at?
These are Glor's things.
Aegis, main yard in 2.
Got it. Let's move.
Roger that.
What are you doing?
Eisenhorn is here.
Die!
Not a step closer. 1 second fuse. Another step and all this will be gone.
For pity's sake, do as he says. You can't hope to escape, Inquisitor.
Back off. Grab the crate. Midas, set down. Hatch open.
Understood. Be advised, there are 3 Navy interceptors inbound. Arrival in 3.
A standoff, Inquisitor.
Get your men to lower their weapons, even the ones I can't see. Midas, train the wing cannons on myself and the Chaser. If anything happens to us, open fire.
Confirmed.
Shoot us and the crate is vaporized.
Weapons down.
Now call off those interceptors. Order them right back to their carrier. Now!
The interceptors have aborted their run. They're turning back.
What now?
Now indeed. We had the upper hand for a moment. We didn't dare shoot or rush us, and Beckwood was blocking Datso and any other psycho we had. An answer or two.
Eisenhorn.
This material is Archaeo-Xenon from an old Saruthi site. Clearly has value to you, because it must have value to the Saruthi. You're recovering it for them in return for what?
I'm not about to tell you anything. I'm not even going to confirm your suppositions. Therefore, my question remains. What now?
We leave. Unmolested.
So put down the crate and leave.
This crate is the only thing that's stopping you from obliterating us. It comes with us as insurance.
Unacceptable. We would lose it forever. This man is our blood foe. We could never recover the artifact. Even if we agreed to save passage, he would not honor it.
Of course not. Just as you would not honor any deal struck with me, no agreement can be made between us. Which is why this crate comes with me. We have no other surety.
We're not here to offer you surety, Flesh Blister. Only death.
You should keep him out of the negotiations. We are leaving with the crate because you will destroy us otherwise.
No. You are tripping on your own smooth logic, Inquisitor. If we are to lose those artifacts forever, I'd rather it was here, with your deaths as consolation. If you try to leave with the crate, we will fire anyway and damn the consequences. Set them down, and I will give you 10 heartbeats to leave.
I could tell it was no bluff. They would go only so far to protect their trinkets, and they were fools. They knew I would never return these items. If we tried to board with the crate, they would fire at once. Throw the crate down, I say.
Are you sure?
Do as I say. Midas?
Ready droid. Ready cannon.
Now! Were it not for Betancourt's Glavian pilot skills, and the close proximity of Obol, Damask's smallest moon, we would have been annihilated by the heretic fleet. The ships of Captain Estrom's mobile battle group, which had vanished at the opening of the Helican Schism. We lost the 6 fighters they sent at us in Obol's vast caves. After 40 hours of waiting in the dark and cold with all systems powered down, a tremor in the fabric of the fathomless immaterium told us they had left. A further 26 hours later, Maxilla brought the Essene to save us.
How'd you fare, Inquisitor?
Still in one piece, though it was close.
I'm sorry I had to desert you, but you saw the size of that battle group.
I'm hoping you can tell me where it went.
Naturally. The navigators have analyzed the warp wake of the departing fleet and made a number of algorithmic computations. The heretics are moving out of the Helican subsector, out of Imperial space itself, into the forbidden stellar territories of a breed I believe are known as the Ceruthi.
I had guessed as much. But that in itself is a considerable area, more than a dozen systems. We need specifics.
Our charts have it as KCX-1288. Under optimal conditions, it's 30 weeks away from there. Of course, they will presume us to be following. Even if they think you're dead, they'll know you must have had a starship bring you here. One they couldn't find.
What do you know of the Ceruthi and their territory?
Nothing. I've never traveled there.
I thought this a curiously brief answer for a man so usually talkative.
So, apart from our knowledge of where they're going, have we any other advantages?
We have the Pontius.
We are almost done with our preparations to activate the foul mechanism.
Almost?
Yes. Even in its dormant state, the device is releasing energies. I am concerned we may not be able to stabilize the device for activation safely.